It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we're going to be taking a look at two lagers. One from Aldi, which is called Grande. It's their new kind of Madri rip-off beer, coming in at £1.95 per bottle. Here's a look at it here. 660 milliliter, 4.6% ABV. And if you have a look here, it looks very, very similar to Madri. 4.6% ABV, Madri, 660 milliliter bottle. So Aldi have definitely gone for that kind of, that Spanish lager market, which Madri have done very well in kind of capturing, really. Now, the difference between these two beers is that Madri is brewed in Burton-on-Trent, and Grande is brewed in Spain. So we got a kind of a fake Spanish Burton-on-Trent Madrid lager in Madri versus an actual Grande Spanish lager from Aldi, but brewed in Spain. Actual Spanish beer. So they're both the same ABV. One's got a kind of like a, I'll show you the bottle caps. Both in a dark brown glass. Here is the bottle cap on the Madri. It's that kind of, I don't know what I'd call that, like a paisley kind of flat cap coloured. I suppose it is as a cap, isn't it? And then just got a gold cap from the Grande. So let's get these beers out. The Madri cost me £2.79 around a local shop. The Grande cost me £1.90, so it's cheaper also. Without further ado then, let's get these beers out into a glass and see what we get. Gotta be honest, absolutely gasping for this today. Absolutely gasping. It's been a full-on day. I've been to see my friend over the rubbish dump. I've been clearing up the garden. It's a little pile of mud that I've got to take. I just couldn't fit. It's been 28, 29 degrees today, and the sweat has been pouring off me. Down tools, need a beer, but so some of you might know this, because some of you know that I got a bit of history with the people over in the dump. Let's call it a recycling centre. Let's be respectful to these people, because they're lovely people, most of them. I take beer over to them every now and again. 2-finger Whitehead, 3-finger Whitehead on the Madri. Good levels of carbonation on the beer. Let's pour the Grande. Let's concentrate on this a minute, shall we? And I'll get back very quickly to my story. So this is actual Spanish beer, not fake Burton-on-Trent stuff. Two-finger Whitehead, good levels of carbonation, golden coloured beer. Let's hold them up side by side. Actually, Madri's got the better head retention, but very similar colours in a beer, light straw coloured beer then. And able to do a garden beer review too after so much time. I got muddled up in all the talking, but guess what? That could be a good thing. That's a bit of a blind taste test, isn't it? No, this is the Grande, because the Madri had a big head, didn't it? Yeah. You can smell it too. You can smell the Madri. It's that kind of, starting to sound like a scratch record, kind of hard Burton water. Yeah, that's the Madri. And then the aroma on the Grande. Lovely, sweeter, A little bit more of a malt profile coming through. Yeah, let's get into the Madri first. Then we'll get into the Grande. So story goes, because I took a little bit of stuff to the tip last year. The one guy tried to ban me from the tip. So I returned this year, and I turn up at the gate, and the guy's like, "Blimey heck, I've been thinking about you. You haven't been over here for ages." And he said, "As I was thinking of you, here you are today. You've turned up to the tip." So I always take beer to the guys over in the tip, and I took them some nice beer, and they're like, "Oh, brilliant, fantastic." Went for a second time on my second trip, and he pulled me to one side, and he went, "The management, they spotted you straight away. They're on you. They've spotted you. How many trips you got booked today?" Because last year I was booking about 9 trips a day. I said, "Oh, only about 3 or 4 trips today I booked." He said, "Do me a favour." He said, "They're on me," because he's the guy on the gate. He said, They're on me to stop you coming in. Can you leave it till 1 o'clock?" And I was like, yeah, no worries at all, leave it till. And I, already giving him some beer. He knows me, he likes me, and everybody else in the tip was like, "Hey Simon, how's it going? You know, there's a little bit of history in it, but let's get into the beer. But fancy the tip people trying to ban you. Yeah, that's Madri. That's Madri, all right. Now, I always believe in circumstance when it comes to drinking beer. You can have different circumstances. I've just explained my day. Banging away, moving rubble all day from the garden. 29 degrees, boiling hot. Then I did some other work in the house. Showered at 7:30. Drinking this beer at about 8 o'clock in the night. In this particular circumstance, in this heat, it's Tuesday the 30th of July, recording this video. It's boiling hot, and isn't it funny how I've been gasping for a beer all day. I've not had a beer in 3 days. The first couple of sips, you're like, "Oh, brilliant." Because of the circumstance of hot weather, working all day, not had a beer for a few days. The circumstance is that you can kind of, like, your brain will override that kind of hard water in the beer. And it's actually going down a real treat. It is hard. The water is hard. It's nicely carbonated. I mean, I've nearly finished the glass already. It's drinkable, it's refreshing. Let's try the Aldi Grande. It's alright, I live in Beirut. I live in a... Hear that dog barking? There's so many. It's a really built up area. There's a lot of housing all around. It's hot. Everybody's in their gardens. There's a 9-foot dog barking. What are they called? Great Danes or something? It's about 300 meters away. The Grande, it is a better beer, but it's not, apart from the Burtonized hard water in the Madri, It's not a lot of difference. It's a little bit sweeter is the Grande. You get a little bit more of the malt. It's nice and bitter on the back end. So you've got that sweetness to begin with, bitterness on the back end. It's quite crisp, it's very refreshing. Madri. Oh. Yeah, going back to the Madri, it's a much different, it's very much a different beer. Going back, that Burtonisation comes through a little bit more as you kind of drank the beers side by side. Madri. Old Carling recipe, 4.6% ABV from the 1980s. AB InBev. Is it AB? Or I think it might be Molson Coors. Anyway. Oh, the Grandes. Actually, side by side, the Grande's beautiful. It's just, I think it was just that initial. And I'd rather be honest with you guys. I'd rather tell you how I'm actually feeling rather than like completely just writing Madri off for the sake of it, because you're probably expecting me to. In that moment, in that first instance, beer, it was really good. But the more I'm drinking it, the more I'm getting to grips with the Madri versus the Grande. The Grande's on another level. Really, really good. It's Molson. I think it's Molson Coors, not AB InBev. Yeah, Molson Coors Brewing Company, Burton-on-Trent. It's an old Carling recipe that Madri and Molson Coors dug out when they had that kind of Carling controversy a couple of years ago, where Carling was being brewed at about 3.7% ABV, but they were advertising it as 4% ABV. But look how well behaved this Spanish lager is. Look how better behaved it is compared to the Madri too. Okay, so I won't waste any more of your time. First garden beer review in 2 years. First anything in the garden for 2 years. Again, circumstances permitted that I can use my garden. Yeah, it's you can probably see what's been going on here just by having a little look around. So rating for the Madri, six out of 10. Rating for the Grande, cheaper beer, actually brewed in Spain, I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. I hope you liked the video. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom, cheers.